Hi, it's Joshua back again. This is my second attempt at doing this video. I'd like for you to keep your eyes on the screen. I do have a surprise. Somebody else has beat me to using wood gas made from wood pellets to power up the Joe pipe, and here it is. You go to YouTube and type in the pelletizer, that's spelled P-E-L-L-E-T-I-Z-E-R. It will bring you to Patrick's site. Here we go. His username is PROBETECHMFG, whatever that is. And he's done a remarkable job at building a Joe pipe and using wood for gasification. And as you can see, you get a pretty good. I would call that a level 3. That's hot, getting hot in the back part. So it would be a nice level 3 burn with a little bit of afterburn there. And go to a site. It's well worth looking at. And you need someone to manufacture. He's looking for a manufacturer for his products. So if somebody out there has the money, go help him out, because I tell you, we're going to need his kind of technology in the times coming up, right? And we all need to work together and not work against each other, because that's the only way that we're going to survive this coming time of depression. And we're probably looking at this September or October, before America and Canada is going to go into a state of depression. Then in 2010, we're probably looking at inflated depression, according to what Lindsey Williams has said. Then we can expect martial law to come down to bring us into the New World Order. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. Oh, was out of frame in the first test, but I think I'm pretty close here. All right. So, what do you do when somebody else beats you to first base? Well, you have to skip first base and go on to second. And knowing that wood gas works to run a Joe pipe, I don't have to take that step. And somebody else has already come along and provided the proof for that. And so I was thinking today, well, maybe there's some other kind of fuel instead of wood pellets that could be used to power up the Joe pipe. And in the last couple of days, I've been thinking about biochar. Biochar has been going through my mind. It's like the Lord knew that this would happen, and He has given me an indication of the next step to take. So I went down to Waves today, and I spent all day down at Waves, just running up the airwaves there. They have internet access, and researched biochar. Biochar is such a great product. For building gardens in the time that's coming up, you're going to have to rebuild your soil, and biochar is the perfect additive for it. And so I studied biochar and found out that you crush it, and when you crush it, you're actually bringing out the tars and the oils that are in the biochar, right? And when you make biochar, you want to make sure that you use similar sized pieces. Otherwise, one's going to char before the other, and by the time you get to it, it's going to be ash. And I'm sure I could use the hot spot on the Joe pipe in a vertical position to make biochar. That's not going to be a hard thing. But anyway, when I did my homework and found out that you can crush biochar, whatever you have around. And this is something that you could do anywhere on the planet. And it's going to take a little bit of work, but you're making your own fuel, right? It's universal. And so you can crush biochar down into a wet paste, and you could take rice husks, or you could take that stuff that you throw on the gardens, that brown stuff. I forget what it's called. It's like a soil conditioner. And peat bog, peat. You can mix it with a little bit of that. I might try some peat and biochar and mix it together. And I was thinking, what would be a good shape? I know in this biochar stove that I was looking at, they had their briquettes were, they looked to be about that big or that deep, with a hole about that big going through the center. And it fit, it sits right into a castable stove made out of clay. And you have your ash pit underneath, and you have a hole going through the base where you could actually put a stick in to light it, right? To give it a little boost. And you make your little balls of char, and you throw it down in the center. And so you get it going. And as you know, wood gas is made up of 11 different substances. 3 substances don't burn, and there are 8 substances that do. And for a couple of those substances, you need heat, and for the remaining 2, like tar and that, you need air. And so the biochar is going to give you that. It's going to give you the heat and the air to be able to crack these different parts of the wood gas, and as it rises up and comes out in the open, it's converted into producer gas. And wood char should produce more of a high-end burn than just using gasification. It'd be more pyrolysis, so you're going to have a stronger fuel. And this is what I would like to do when it comes time to making the rocket stove. And I have to check in to see what ferrous cement, how you make it. I believe it's Portland cement, 1 part Portland cement with 4 parts lime, and with sand, and you can throw in a little bit of ash, but you can use that to make your preliminary casting, right? And then you could make your press and make your biochar pineapple slices, press them, and you can take the whole containment, put it on the top part of the Joe stove, and you could bake them. So you could gasify wood to make biochar. You can also bake your biochar into chunks. So you have a whole gas plant right there. Or you could have a secondary unit that just makes the biochar pieces. But it would give you a viable fuel for the Joe pipe. And I hope this is recording. It cut out on me the last time. But the second thing that came to me today was the second dream that I was given about a week after receiving the first dream in the spring of 2004 on Vancouver Island, about the perfection of the fuel. That's all I was told. I was told that the perfection of the fuel will lead to a unlimited heat source, and having taken that step, then it would lead to an unlimited energy or electrical source of energy. And up to this point, I thought, well, it has to be the fuel. Hydrogen is better than propane. It's got a faster flame propagation than that. That could be part of it, but I don't believe it's the main key. I believe what the main key is, and I've overlooked it all this time, and it's been right in front of me, is sound. Sound, vibration. With Paul Pantone's heat process. There's universities over in Europe and France and that has proven that the emissions from using crude to make heat gas has 0 CO2, 0 carbon.